Clear thinking, making better decisions in a confusing world. In today's overwhelming information landscape, clarity of thought is a game changer. Parrish's clear thinking acts like a cognitive compass, guiding us to make smarter decisions by harnessing mental models. Think of these models as mental shortcuts or frameworks that help us process information, identify patterns, and avoid common thinking traps. The core message? The quality of your thinking shapes the quality of your life. What are mental models, really? Mental models are how we simplify the complexity of the world. They're like lenses we put on to make sense of situations, connect dots, and navigate decisions. The broader and more diverse your mental models, the sharper your judgment becomes. Imagine you're playing chess. A beginner sees just the immediate move, while a grandmaster considers multiple moves ahead and thinks in patterns. Your mental models work the same way. Experienced thinkers see the board differently because they have a richer set of tools to interpret situations. First principles thinking, digging to the core truths. First principles. Thinking is a foundational mental model. It's about peeling back layers of assumptions and conventional wisdom until you're left with the raw, undeniable truths. From there, you build your reasoning. Example. Elon Musk famously used first principles thinking when he was developing SpaceX. Instead of accepting the high cost of rockets as a given, he broke down the components to understand what they actually cost. He realized that by re-engineering and rethinking how rockets are built, he could drastically reduce expenses. This mindset of stripping things down to basics is key to innovation and problem solving. The danger of cognitive biases, navigating mental traps. Parrish takes a deep dive into cognitive biases, those sneaky subconscious influences that distort our thinking. Biases like confirmation bias, where we only seek information that supports what we already believe, and availability bias, where we overvalue what's easy to remember, can seriously cloud our judgment. Let's say you're researching whether a certain diet works. If you already believe it's effective, confirmation bias will lead you to focus on success stories while ignoring the failures. This selective perception can lead to misguided decisions. Clear thinkers are aware of these traps and deliberately challenge their own views by seeking out opposing evidence. Circle of competence. Knowing where you excel. Knowing your circle of competence is crucial for clear thinking. It's about staying within the realms of what you know well, while also being humble enough to acknowledge where your knowledge is thin. Think of it as knowing the playing field where you're a pro versus where you're out of your depth. Warren Buffett famously sticks to investing in industries he thoroughly understands, avoiding areas where he doesn't have deep insights. By staying within your circle of competence, you make more informed and confident decisions. Second-order thinking, seeing beyond the obvious. Most people focus on immediate effects, but second-order thinkers consider the longer-term consequences of their actions. It's about asking, and then what? And thinking through the ripple effects of a decision. Let's imagine a company is deciding whether to cut corners on product quality to save costs. First-order thinking says, great, we'll save money. But second-order thinking asks, what happens if customers notice and lose trust in our brand? By looking beyond the surface, clear thinkers avoid short-sighted decisions that could lead to long-term harm. Inversion, problem-solving by thinking backward. Inversion flips the problem-solving approach on its head. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, you think about what you want to avoid. This perspective helps you anticipate and sidestep potential pitfalls. Imagine planning a wedding. Instead of just listing what would make it perfect, you start by identifying what would ruin it, like bad weather, poor planning, or guests not knowing the schedule. By addressing those negatives first, you naturally steer toward a smoother, more successful event. Inversion is a powerful way to reveal blind spots and hidden risks. Continuous learning, building your mental model arsenal. Clear thinkers are lifelong learners. Parrish emphasizes that you should never settle with a fixed set of mental models. Instead, keep broadening your knowledge across different fields, psychology, physics, economics, and more. The more diverse your understanding, the better equipped you are to approach any problem. Inspirational key takeaways. Think of your mind as a garden. The more seeds you plant from different disciplines, the more diverse and resilient your thinking becomes. Clear thinkers don't just stick to what they already know, they constantly seek out new perspectives, which helps them adapt and thrive in an ever-changing world. Thank you for listening.